Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you the extra video of the day. Now today we're going to be doing a league discussion, if you will, on the brand new Riot Pls. And if you do not know what these are, you're completely out of the loop. Basically, Riot, about a year ago or so, learned from their mistakes of having no communication about what they're currently trying to design and put through. And they do these maybe once every 2 months or so to have that communication. So back in the day when Dynamic Queue was getting released, when the players didn't really have a say about it, it was a shock because it was just like, oh, they're doing this, and there was no feedback, there was no communication. It kind of just was sprung upon us. Riot learned about their mistakes because that wasn't good, and now they are giving us updates often, and usually this is in both this article form, which I have here, which will be linked down below, and also a video that usually one of the producers records that basically is talking about the points that are in this article. So today, this video, I'm going to cover the points that they talk about. I'm not going to fully explain them. Obviously, I will explain them a bit. But if you want the full explanation, I'd recommend to read the article yourself or go watch the video that the producer made. I'm basically going to be giving my opinion about them because a lot of people have asked me, can you do a video on this? So that's what we're doing. Now, again, some people say, why would people want my opinion on this? I've played League from Season 1, so a lot of people look at me and go, you've seen most of the changes that this game has had. I don't panic because of change. Again, the game that League of Legends was 7-8 years ago is a completely different game to what it is now. So I've ridden that wave and made it the other end. So changes to me aren't the end of the world. You know, Dynamic Queue, yes, it was annoying, but did I quit because of it? No, a lot of people did. So yeah, change is usually good, and these changes are more focused on helping the community. They're not really gameplay based. Again, I am going to do a separate league discussion on all the gameplay changes that Riot has been making and how the game is becoming a little bit too gimmicky for my liking. And I'm sure a lot of you also agree, and I'm sure some people disagree. And that's the point of these videos, is to have a discussion, an open forum to voice your opinion in the comments section below. But that'll be in a different video. This one, we're going to be covering the new leveling system, influence points changes, and some rewards. So if you've not, read or watched the video yourself, basically, in a nutshell, what they're doing is, first point, influence points are going away. You'll no longer have influence points. So let's quickly open the client. See this magic number up here? That's 127,000. You're no longer going to have influence points. You may be asking, what do? They are merging influence points with the blue essence of the crafting system. Now, what's going to happen is just a couple things. One is that this will convert into blue essence. I'm not sure if it's one influence point to one blue essence. It probably says somewhere in here. Also, all your champion shards will probably convert into blue essence. And basically the store, well, obviously your normal store, instead of just costing influence points and riot points, it'll cost blue essence, which to me is actually pretty cool. I like the idea of that. I think it's healthy for the game to have two different currencies basically working towards the same thing. Didn't really make sense. So merge them, and then you can use blue essence to buy your champions. And in the first couple weeks of this system happening, because someone like me, who has 127,000 blue influence points, that has all these champion shards that's going to put into blue essence, I'm going to have probably in excess of 200,000 blue essence, probably even more than that. And they're probably kind of like, he doesn't need that much. So in the first couple weeks of this system happening, which is going to be pre-season, they are going to be opening a store up that's going to have a lot of high-cost items, being, I think the highest cost item is the Earthwick skin, the Earth Warwick skin, and that's going to be 150,000 blue essence. To a lot of people, that's going to be unachievable, but to someone like me, that's relatively achievable and pretty easy. But that's that. That went over a bit tangent, but basically, in a nutshell, that's one of the points, is that they're completely changing the currency system, and we'll talk about why they're doing that. The second one is that they are changing the leveling system, that currently League of Legends has a level 30 cap, which, as we probably all know, and if you don't, if you're new, it doesn't really mean anything. League of Legends, it's not a prestigious thing to hit level 30 in League. It's something that's going to eventually happen anyway. It's like, you know, reaching the level cap in an MMO. That's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to do everything else apart from reaching the level cap. And in League of Legends, all that the level cap gives you is the accessibility to play ranked. That's what it unlocks. So it's a non-issue for me for them removing the level cap. All it is to me is a benefit. So if you don't know what they're doing, your account will be level 30 when this system gets, you know, introduced, if your account is level 30 at the moment. And then basically every single level that you actually continue to level up, I believe you get rewards of some degree. You get a unlocked chest called a capsule every time you level up. So that will have skins, gemstones, completely for free. Remember, this is all for free. They're just giving you stuff for playing the game for free. Which is, again, to me, completely fine. And then the third thing that they're doing is the new Rune and Mastery system, which, again, is completely for free. So no longer you're going to have to grind. Obviously, influence points is going away, but you do not need to grind for that quintessent to finish that Rune page that is like the same price as a champion. That's going away. They're all going to be completely for free. So the only thing, the only things that you actually can buy in League of Legends will be champions, which is going to be both with blue essence, which, as you can see, is the same costing. It's not going up. It's still 6,300 for the champions, which is good. And also, you know, summoner icons will still be Riot points and potentially blue essence and boosts and bundles and all that. But you'll no longer have to buy runes, completely free, which is good. I think that's a good thing. So let's just kind of break down my opinions on each subject and talk about why are they doing this specific thing. Now, a lot of them, or pretty much all three, kind of have a common denominator, which is kind of becoming a theme of Riot, from what I can tell, both in their gameplay design and kind of their community design is what I'd call it. And that is basically opening up League of Legends to a more, I don't want to say casual player base, but basically opening it up to a more new player base. So the League of Legends probably, at a guess, I would say has an aging player base. That majority of people who are playing League have played it for quite a while, and maybe they're coming to the end of their play cycle and they'll stop playing League. And Riot are looking at that going, okay, so the people that are leaving, we need to make sure the people that are coming into League are okay. And right now, if you take what League of Legends is right now, before these changes, League of Legends is a very hard game to get into, in the fact that you have quite high costings in order to unlock champions. Furthermore, in order to play those champions well, you need rune pages, which also cost the same amount. The leveling system is very tedious and isn't rewarding whatsoever. And you have, you know, multiple currencies that sometimes are a bit confusing. So League of Legends, in a nutshell, is not a very welcoming game. No MOBA really is, but League of Legends probably more so than most, considering how many champions there are and all that, how long the game's been going for. So a lot of these changes are aiming to that. Again, I'm perfectly fine, I'll just say that right now, with the community changes that are coming. It's the gameplay changes that I'm not amazingly happy with, in the fact that in order for them to be more welcoming to new players, they're introducing these changes, but then furthermore, they're also introducing more casual aspects to the actual gameplay. But we will be making a separate video on that, as I'm sure people are raring to talk about that as well. So, let's get into it. So, leveling, what do I think about it? I'm perfectly fine with it. The only negative that I can think of is, if there is no level cap, then to me, and again, I don't mean to go to a pessimistic thought, but if this is public information that you can go on somebody's profile and look at what level they are in League of Legends, there could be, I don't want to say toxicity, but there could be a negative inclination to people that are very high level. So, for example, if somebody is in gold, but they got to like level 550, obviously that person has played a lot and they're only in gold. If you get my meaning, so that person has played a crazy amount of League, but is only in gold. Furthermore, I can see it right now on League of Legends subreddit, people doing AMAs, got Challenger only level 42. I can see that also happening, which to me, Hopefully doesn't. I spoke to my friends about it, and some of them think, oh yeah, that's definitely going to happen. You're gonna, if you're on, you know, looking up your summoner, your teammates in the loading screen, and you see somebody at level 1000 and you're in bronze, you're probably not going to think of very highly of that person because they've played so much of League and still in low rating. So that could be a potential negative if the information is public. Like the honor system, for some reason, isn't public information. If you notice, when you go on your profile, you can see what honor level you are. If you go on someone else's profile, you can't see what honor level they are. I am actually hoping that's what it's going to be with this new leveling system, because again, I think it just potentially could turn into a small negative if they're not careful with it. Obviously, there are a lot of people that invest a lot of time into League of Legends and simply just want to have fun with the game, and that is perfectly fine. But a lot of people will use that information against them. Hell, people do it to diamond players in normal games who are just looking to chill. Now you're also going to have it with people who are very high level. So that's my only negative. So that's leveling. So other than that, I think it's good. You get free loot every single time you level up. I think it's, you know, having the level 30 cap again doesn't mean anything in League of Legends. So changing it to me is fine. Again, it's not like they're taking away the rank system here. You know, it's a level 30. It's to unlock the ranked. And by the way, I believe level 30 is still going to be the level that you unlock ranked at. But apart from that, I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think there's extreme negatives. And I think the positives do outweigh the negatives, you know, in so much so that the leveling system just doesn't do anything at the moment. Now, I don't know if from level 1 and level 1 to level 30, I don't know if you actually unlock stuff then. I would hope you do, but I'm not entirely sure. Next thing, again, if you want to read this yourself, feel free. The next thing is the currency. So if we talk about the currency, which is like just basically here. So again, they're getting rid of influence points. Goodbye, influence points. So the two main currencies of League of Legends is going to be Riot points, which is, you know, your physical money turning into Riot points, and then blue essence. From my knowledge, there will also be the orange essence, which will like do the skin transmogging in the loot system, but your main two currencies is going to be Riot points and blue essence. When the system gets released, all your influence points is going to be turned into blue essence. All your runes are going to be turned into blue essence in some sort of a conversion. And then your blue essence is going to be what you use, as you can see in the store, is what you're going to use for the store. Which again, I think is perfectly fine. I don't think there's any negative to this. Again, it's for new players. It's confusing to have multiple currencies and being like, okay, what's blue essence and what's influence points? Just make it the same thing. Slap a badge on it that it just works for everything. And to me, that's fine. There's no negative to this. So much so that people like me that have a crazy amount of influence points are probably going to actually be able to unlock some cool stuff when the system comes out. So when the system first gets released in the first couple weeks, when we have stupid amounts of blue essence, they're opening a exclusive store that you will be able to buy cool things with the blue essence that normally isn't for sale. I think the rarest thing or the most expensive thing in the store is going to be Earthwick, and that's going to be 150,000 blue essence, which does sound like a lot, and it is a lot probably for a lot of players, but someone like me who owns all the runes, has 130,000 influence points already, I'm probably going to breeze past like 200,000 blue essence by the time the system comes out. So that, to me, that's cool. Again, no negative, and this is what I mean. All these changes, perfectly fine, nothing bad going on at all. And then the final thing that we can talk about is the rune system itself. Now, I probably want to do a separate video on the rune system. I'm not sure if I would include it in the gameplay one. I probably will, because again, some of these runes I'm not liking the look of, really. I don't like the look of the one that you can basically be in debt to the store in the early game. I don't like the one that you can change your summoner spell. To me, these just seem a little bit too gimmicky. And taking away stuff from the core gameplay of what League of Legends is. But that's just me. We'll have a discussion about it. But as for the actual idea, do I think it's good or bad? I do, but it's a bit confusing to me. So the rune system is completely outdated. Right now, it's completely outdated. It'll be good to be gone perfectly fine with that going away. Again, it's behind, for someone like me, it's not a big issue, but to most people, it's behind a very big paywall of influence points. Like, if you could buy runes with Riot points, I guess it would be less of an issue, because more people would be able to get runes with real money. But then I guess it could come into the thing of, oh, League is pay to win, and League has never had that problem. So I think it's just a good idea to completely scrap the rune page system as it currently is. What's a bit confusing to me is that they're also completely scrapping the mastery system, which they haven't that long ago updated. Like, in actual gameplay terms, it really wasn't that long ago with, you know, Thunderlords and everything coming out. And they're completely getting rid of that as well. So runes and masteries are merging, and they're going to be completely for free, which I do like. That's good. Again, it's opening up the game to more people. It's allowing people, like I say to you guys all the time, don't be at a disadvantage before the game begins. Get a good rune page. Get good masteries. Well, now you have no excuse. Now they're free. So you have no excuse if you have bad runes and masteries nowadays. Furthermore, your rune pages, which again is the same system, is going to be fully changeable in Champion Select. So let's say you only have 2 rune pages. You haven't bought any more rune pages than you get as default. It doesn't really matter because you'll just be able to change them in Champion Select. So I do like that as well. Again, it's adding to that accessibility of League of Legends. I will say it is going to help me on Smurfs, because runes are always an issue with Smurfing, because you never have good runes and you're trying to climb to Diamond. So now this is going to help me amazingly well. Obviously, that's just a side benefit to me personally. But no, I think all these changes are for the better. I feel that in community sense, again, if they are trying to open up League of Legends to a newer player base and they're having a lot of problems with people, I can probably see it coming. Someone plays League, they begin in League, they realize, oh my god, this is way too much, I'm way too much at a disadvantage, I'm just going to stop playing. The equivalent to me is about a month ago, tried to get back into Hearthstone, and I quit after about 4 days because I would have had to put so much money into Hearthstone in order to catch up with the players to get all the cards. If you continuously play Hearthstone, then you can get the cards as they go. But if you're trying to get back into a game or into a game when it's been out for years, it's extremely difficult. And that's the way that League of Legends is. You have to get runes, masteries, champions, and then learn everything on top of that. Like, it's just not a friendly game to new players at all. And these changes are going to help. Again, there are a couple issues, but to me, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is there anything you really like? Anything you really dislike? Anything that you want them to do that's kind of similar to this stuff that they haven't spoken about? Leave it all down below. I'll be down there kind of chipping in, talking to people, and all that good stuff. So if you guys do enjoy the League discussions, make sure you throw a like on them so I continue to do them. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.